Is ageism right from the channel? Absolutely it is. We're hearing about it all the time. It's a bit of an unsaid rule, but unfortunately, if you are in that category, and it's mad for me because I'm actually coming into that category now, I'm in that age range, you are considered that you haven't got the energy, or you haven't got the desire, you haven't got the passion to do it anymore.
Hello IT channel, welcome again to week 2 of the Q&A. Got Marc Sumner with me once again, and we're going to be answering your questions. So Marc, question 1, and this is from an unemployed candidate, and he has said, I haven't worked in 20 weeks now, I have great tenure, never missed a target, and I'm very open to my next role, however, I can't get a job. Now he believes it's because of his age. He's 52 years old. Does ageism exist in the channel?
Yes, that's not going to be popular, but 100% it does. We've all heard the terms young gun, rising star, bright young thing,
second jobber, yeah.
Second jobber, or whatever it is, or someone on the right career trajectory, all those sort of terms. And unfortunately, all those terms mean if you're over 50 or 45, in my age, you know, I'm 44 next couple of months. If you're over 45, you're not in that category. You know, we're almost getting also the other terms is almost like the other way. It's, you know, no journeyman, no has-beens, too experienced, etc., which is totally ruling out people that have still got 10, 15, 20 years experience, work experience to go. So yes, it's an absolute problem, and unfortunately, and I'm going to say it, you're going to probably have to work twice as hard to try and get an interview as someone else in the channel if you're trying to get a new business sales role. Not so much for technical roles maybe or marketing, but is ageism right from the channel? Absolutely it is. We're hearing about it all the time. It's a bit of an unsaid rule, but unfortunately, if you are in that category, and it's mad for me because I'm actually coming into that category now, I'm in that age range, you are considered that you haven't got the energy, or you haven't got the desire, you haven't got the passion to do it anymore. Which is annoying because there's still lots of people in their 40s and 50s and 60s have serious passion, serious drive to do the job. So the advice I could give to him is, unfortunately, he's going to have to work twice as hard to convince someone if he does get an opportunity, which is scandalous really, but it is rife throughout the industry. It's ubiquitous in the industry, in fact. And I would go as far as to say, if he, you know, simple things like taking his age off his CV, but following up with the recruiter or the internal recruiter to at least get the interview. If you do get the interview, you should be able to show that passion. The one thing on your advantage is experience. That is it. But ageism is rife within the channel. Fact. Unfortunately, it's one of those things. It should be changing, and the only way it will change is if there's a collective issue being dealt with in the channel and everyone starts owning up to it. And quite frankly, at the moment, it's never been that. I haven't seen in the last 10 years anyone sort of dealt with the ageism challenge. But it's a problem, serious problem, and hopefully if anyone's got any answers out there to tell me, let me know, because I'm hearing it on a daily basis.
Scary, isn't it? The awareness needs to be there, because if you're 45 and you're considered past it, there's so many plus points for someone that experience, isn't there?
Yeah, so many plus points. You know, I'm in that category myself. I'm 40, as you know, Mark, I'm 44 yeah, thank you very much. I'm 44 in, you know, 6 weeks myself, and if I'm looking at the market, I'm considered a has-been. I'm considered a journeyman or past it. And unfortunately, I've got 20 years worth left of experience, and people are so short-sighted in the market. You're ruling out a generation of experience and knowledge and a talent pool that could really help your business. But unfortunately, in tech, the perception is that we can't adapt, which is crazy, or we can't adapt to these technologies, and they want the rising stars, the young guns, the people on the career trajectory, or the right career trajectory, which unfortunately, if you're over 45, is not us. So unless there's a collective problem, unless there's a collective issue being brought up with it, it will go under the carpet continually throughout the channel.
Scary.
Scary. Very, very scary, in fact.
Right, question 2. A reseller has written in, reseller leader, where do we draw the line on home-based working? He said, I know for a fact my team don't perform well at home. He said that he can't prove it, but he knows they're finishing early, they're taking longer lunch breaks, and he believes they're taking personal appointments. He's got some big claims here. But home-based working, what's happening with it? Where are we at the moment?
Yeah, now this is a really interesting one, because you had the Bloomberg stats come out saying that productivity had been up 15%, which I'm sure it had for lots of candidates out there. And actually, this is almost on the flip side. Because I actually see it as the bright young things and young guns that maybe can't adapt as much as home working because they're not used to it maybe as much as maybe the older staff have done. So it's a real flip of the candle there. What I would say with it is people are going to take advantage of it regardless. So if you've got staff that maybe you started trusting, but they are going to start taking advantage of having longer lunches or doing dentist appointments or going down the pub or playing golf, they're going to take advantage of it anyway. What I would say is if you've got software or technology to actually enable, not micromanaging, but monitoring it so they know they're actually being monitored, they actually have to keep logged on, that's one way. But unfortunately for me, I'm seeing lots of companies realising that, you know, flexible working was a privilege. Let's be honest. In the IT, it was a privilege to be able to. You had to earn the right to actually have flexible working. Now, because of COVID, it's almost like, oh well, if you've got a job, you can work from home. It doesn't work for everyone. And I would say, if you've got to analyse the team you've got, analyse the people in your team, and see if it can work. For me, if you've got a younger team, I don't think it's the best way of working. I don't think it's the best way of collaborating. That's why many people are going back into the offices. But it's on an individual basis. But I think if you're going to have people take advantage of it, there will be people taking advantage of it on a weekly and daily basis. I'm hearing horror stories about it throughout the channel at the moment. People having, you know, basically no one's taking a holiday now. It's basically I'm working from home or working remotely. Yeah. You know, suddenly they get to December, they've still got 25 days holiday to take.
I'm getting a feeling from this as well, there might be some level of fear about telling people they can't work from home because everyone else is doing it now. It might be deemed as a negative. But if you look at our benefits last year, the #1 benefit for everybody is they wanted home-based working. But I think a lot of people out there have realised the grass isn't always green on the other side and they want to be back in the offices. So I wouldn't worry about telling your team they need to be back in the office because there's obviously a lot of pros on that as well.
Yeah, no, just one point on that. There's a big difference between remote working and flexible working. Remote working, I'm working from home and I can prove I'm actually more effective and I'm working efficiently from home and the productivity is going up. Flexible working doesn't mean I finish at 2 o'clock and I go and play golf. I finish at 2 o'clock, I go to the pub, or I finish at 2 o'clock and I go and take my dog for a walk. It doesn't work like that, or I've got a dentist appointment. People are using the term flexible working by doing chores, by doing the day, etc. Now again, if productivity is working for you and it's going up, fantastic. But if suddenly the only thing that's being benefit is your garden's looking better, then we've got a problem in the IT channel. There was a reason why people were in the office, because people didn't trust people to work from home. Yeah. That was the fact. This fallacy that everyone thought, oh yeah, everyone can work from home and it'll all be miles better. No one trusted anyone to work from home. That's why they were in the office, because they wanted to make sure this term micromanagement, that term is come from people actually monitoring people on a daily basis. Yes, we should be more flexible. Yes, there should be more remote working. Totally agree with that. But if it goes too far, we could have a serious problem on our hands.
Yeah, and my gun looks great. So thank you.
That's why you're here.
And the final question we've got is from another unemployed candidate. I've been unemployed for 3 months and just been offered a job that I'm not that keen on. Do I take it to tick me over till Christmas when the market picks up?
Now this is really difficult to answer. If I'm asking on behalf of the client, no, because you're completely wasting their time. If I'm answering on behalf of the candidate, you're going to have to put it down to your own personal situation. I would say it's not going to be popular. I would say yes, but I would say yes on this basis. You could be going into a job, and if you give it 150%, they could find a job within the company and retain good staff. People will actually do that. So it might not be the perfect job at the moment, but don't go in the attitude that you're suddenly going to be looking in January again. Go in with the attitude that you're going to give it your best shot, you're going to try and give everything for the company, and try and put yourself in the shop window that another opportunity will come up. Don't just take a job thinking, actually, I'm just going 9 to 5, I'm not going to try at all, because you'll get a bad reputation, a recruiter will find out, a hiring manager will find out, you'll get a bad reference, and you won't get another job. But I would say is, if you go with an attitude where you think I need a job, at least go with a positive attitude to think, actually, go and improve yourself, and then after probation say, is there any other opportunities? But it's a very difficult one to answer that.
So if it's wrong job, wrong company, no progression, don't do it. But if there's some plus points and positives you can see in it, make the most of you.
Yeah, look, if you've got to get a job, you're gonna have to get a job. Nothing's perfect at the moment. Everyone's not got perfect situations in COVID, but at least go with the right attitude to think, you know what, it might not be quite right, but I'm going to try and make the best of it and see if I can actually get a better outcome for next year in 2021.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Mark. That's the end of the Q&A for this week. We'll be back again next Friday, so bring your questions in.
Cheers, channel. Cheers, channel.